Hi, I'm Caitlin, otherwise known as Compatibility Coach. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today, me and this little pooch are going to be talking about a very hot topic. It is about why we get the ick and whether there is anything that we can actually do about it. So if you're anything like me and you'll have a bit of light relief, especially at the moment, then you will have come across the ick. We're not sure whether it was coined on Sex and the City in 2004, or some argue that it was Olivia Attwood who brought it into the attention when she was doing Love Island in 2017. Regardless, in kind of terms of popular culture, it's been absolutely huge recently. And there are obvious icks, such as, Matt Hancock going to I'm a Celebrity, and then less obvious icks, such as people have been sending me, such as men chasing after a ping pong ball, apparently grosses you out. But the question I'm wondering is, what does it actually mean for our love life? And is it just a little bit of light-hearted fun, or do we need to be reading more into it? So when we talk about the ick in the context of this, it's that kind of slightly irrational feeling of repulsion or ickiness that makes you want to retreat. In other words, it's something that our mind and body does to motivate us to stay away from somebody, to kind of push us away. And some say once the ick is there, it's quite hard to get rid of and see the person as they were. So why does it happen? Well, sometimes I think it can literally be as simple as you don't fancy somebody and you're turned off by something. And if that's the case, crack on with your ick and go about your merry way. However, sorry, I've got another sausage dog at my feet. He's running about. However, if getting the ick is something that happens frequently and is around intimacy, then it can be time to explore actually what is behind it, because chances are, if it's a pattern or if it is about pushing somebody away who feels like they're too close, then that really is about you rather than them. So I know that's pretty blunt, but when I think, back to what I used to be like, which was kind of huge walls, a lot of unresolved issues from my past, really only liked unavailable people or people where there was a block or a challenge or something like that. I tend to get the ick around things, when people were too nice or too available. And this would manifest into getting the ick about, if somebody wanted to hold hands or they weren't cool enough, anything to do with me feeling slightly vulnerable or not sure of them, if there was any chink in their armor or anything to do with getting close. And what I see with coaching really is that if there are kind of any fears around rejection or trust and commitment, then people can be hyper vigilant about letting their walls down and letting somebody in. And this causes us really to sort of watch for things that could go wrong. So we watch for things that people are doing wrong. We start nitpicking about certain things, and we kind of go on to that sort of red alert, where we're watching and we're waiting, which can trigger the ick. Plus, if we're used to dating people where there's been a lot of push and pull, then dating somebody who is available, consistent and keen to get to know you might feel like too much. It might feel like you need to step back. You need to create that distance between you. And that's where the ick can come in. And it can feel repulsive. It can feel too much. It can feel that sort of suffocating if we're not used to it. And that's regardless of your kind of attachment style. That's regardless if you tend to be more anxious or you tend to be more avoidant. That intimacy can be a real turn off for people. So if you do want to build awareness around dating, around who we fancy and why, then actually we can use the ick when we kind of get those feelings to explore it. So ultimately, what we want to do is think about the emotion behind why we're getting the ick and actually what we are pushing away. So we can, use these questions and we can use these examples. So question 1, what is the ick? An example could be their laugh. Question 2, why is that a problem? The example could be it's embarrassing and people look because it's loud and high-pitched. Question 3, what does that bring up for you? Okay, it brings up embarrassment, mistrust, fear of social rejection. 4, why is that a problem? Because it makes me feel unsafe. I feel on edge. Number 5, so what are you actually pushing away? Okay, what am I pushing away is an example: uncertainty, feeling unsafe, fear of rejection, somebody who laughs loudly. Number 6, if we were okay with those feelings, would the ick be a deal breaker? No, you'd probably find the laugh endearing. And it's not to say that it's going to work with that person, you're going to get back with that person, or it's going to change your mind. It's just about starting to explore a little bit of a deeper meaning behind reactions we think are irrational or a kind of trigger, without looking any deeper. Because as I said, a lot of the time we can use it for self-exploration, we can use it to figure out if it's us or them, and this isn't about trying to, make yourself fancy somebody if you have those feelings. I do always encourage you to look at the reason behind it. Sometimes there might not be one. Sometimes it will open up a whole can of worms, which will change your journey and change your story. So that's it from me, a nice short, sharp one today that builds on my kind of short story that I did about this a while ago. As always, please get in touch at caitlin@thecompatibilitycoach.co.uk, or you can visit my website or come and find me on Instagram, where I am most days.